Stay put. Why? Because it's fitna. Stay put. What do you do during fitna? You do what the Prophet ﷺ said. When the fitna comes, you stay in your house. كُونُوا حِرْسًا مِنْ أَحْلَاسِ الْبَيْتِ. You don't go out. The Prophet ﷺ said, الْعِبَادَةُ فِي الْفِتْنَةِ كَالْهِجْرَةِ إِلَيَّ. That doing ibadah during fitna is like making hijrah to me. Because his religion is not a religion of fitna. And civil strife, persecution, these Yazidis have been living there for centuries. The Christians, this is a testimony to the beauty of our religion, that the Christian church of Syria and Iraq for centuries lived with their churches inviolable. They could worship God in their churches, and they weren't afraid of the Muslims. And now they're running, they're fleeing. Sayyidina Ali said, ثُمَّ يَظْهُرُ قَوْمٌ ضُعَفَاء لَا يُؤْبَأُ لَهُمْ. Then you will see these weak, insignificant people. لَا يُؤْبَأُ لَهُمْ. Insignificant people. Insignificant people. These are not notables. They have no learning. There's no scholars amongst them. Insignificant people. قُلُوبُهُمْ كَزُبْرَ الْحَدِيدِ. Their hearts are like pieces of iron. And in a riwayah, لَا رَأْفَةٌ وَرَا رَحْمَةٌ عَلَى عَدُوِّهِمْ. They have no mercy with their enemies. And the Prophet ﷺ said, مَنْ لَا يَرْحَمْ لَا يُرْحَمْ. Even this poor mother asking for her child to be... And let me say something, just predicate this here. I'm not exonerating these neoconservatives that opened this door. All right? I'm not exonerating what this country did to the Iraqi people. All right? Who opened the door of fitna? I'm not exonerating them. So I'm not talking, but I'm dealing with what we've got right now. That happened. Now we have another situation. We can play the blame game because that's Iblis's favorite game. That is his favorite game. بِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي لَأَغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. That's Iblis. Our religion is Adam alayhi salam. He said, ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا. He didn't say, Iblis made me do it. Right? Because قَاسَمَهُمَا Iblis. He said, إِنِّي لَكُمْ مِنَ النَّاصِحِينَ. I'm giving you sincere advice. They believed him. They were like children. They were innocent. They believed Iblis. And they fell. He didn't say, oh, Iblis, he swore an oath. We never thought he'd lie. They didn't blame Iblis. That's why he's Khalifa. That's why Adam is Khalifa, because he didn't do what Iblis did. Iblis blames God. You led me astray. So you can blame America, you can blame Israel, but if you want to get to the metaphysical level, then we have to deal with our sins. Why did they come? فَجَاسُوا خِلَالَ الدِّيَارِ بَعَثْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ عِبَادًا لَنَا. We sent them our servants. Those were the Babylonians. They weren't the people of Haqq. They were sent to Bani Israel. Why? Because Bani Israel had deviated from the path, and so God sent them servants that would go into their houses, take their women, kill their men. Why? Because أُمَّتِي أُمَّةٌ مَرْحُومَةٌ جُعِلَ عَذَابُهَا فِي دُنْيَاهَا. My ummah is a ummah that has rahmah, because all of their punishment is here in this world. Then what did he say? فِتْنٌ وَالزَّلَازِلُ وَالْبَلَايَا. You look at the earthquakes in the Muslim world. When we have earthquakes, 10,000 people die. They have an earthquake here, 3 people die. This is what Allah said, that we're going to, the Prophet ﷺ said, we will have fitan when we deviate. فَلْيَحْذِرِ الَّذِينَ يُخَالِفُونَ عَنْ أَمْرِهِ أَن تُصِيبَهُمْ فِتْنَةٌ. Let them be warned. If you go against the messenger, if you would go against his guidance, the Prophet said that when they gave bay'ah to him, أَلَّا تُنَازِعَ الْأَهْلَ أَمْرَهُ, that you don't go against the sultan. The Prophet ﷺ said that. People now, they say, oh, those hadiths, they're just put there by people that wanted to calm people down. And so, Al-Bukhari, none of these hadith are sound. None of the things that ulama said for centuries. No, of course, in this enlightened age, we're going to reinterpret the whole religion, this revolutionary age, where we get rid of all these evildoers, and the pure ummah is going to come. What is this? What's happened? This is a state. But see, they have hearts like iron. Hum ashab ad-dawla. That's what he said. Hum ashab ad-dawla. They're the people of Dawla. That's their name, Dawla. They call them Daesh in the Arab world. Dawlat al-Islamiyah. Right? They're the people of Dawla. That wasn't even a word the Arabs used other than just to revolve, something tilka تلك الأيام نداولها بين الناس. They didn't use it for state at that time. هم أصحاب الدولة لا يفون بعهد ولا ميثاق. They will not have any covenant. You can't trust them with anything that they say. يدعون إلى الحق وليسوا من أهله. They call to the truth, but they're not from the people of the truth. Why? Because in the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ, when Hudayfa, people were asking about evil, Sahih al-Bukhari, Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman, the people were asking about good, he wanted to ask about shar, out of fear that he might see it. He said, Ya Rasulullah, كنا في جاهلية وشر فجاءنا الله بهذا خير. We were in jahiliyyah and shar, and then God brought this good to us. Is there any bad after this good? He said, Na'am. And then he said, is there any good after that bad? He said, Na'am, وَفِيهِ دَخَن. Yes, but it's going to be cloudy. It won't have the same purity. And he said, مَا دَخَنُهُ يَا رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. What's the cloudiness? He said, قَوْمٌ يَهْدُونَ بِغَيْرِ هَدِي تَعْرِفُ مِنْهُمْ وَتُنْكِرُ. People will guide with other than my guidance. You will know some things and you'll reject other things. And then he said, is there evil after that good? He said, Na'am. دعاة على أبواب النار من أجابهم قذفوا فيه. Those who, they're callers on the doors of the hell. If you answer them, if you respond to their call, you will be flung into the hell. Hudayfa said, صفهم لنا يا رسول الله. Describe them for us so we'll know them. هم من جلدتنا. They're Arabs. They're like us. من جلدتنا. They look like us. يتكلمون بألسنتنا. They'll quote the Quran, they'll quote the Hadith. This is how the Prophet ﷺ described them. And then he said, كيف تأمرني يا رسول الله? What do you command me to do at that time? He said, إلزم جماعة المسلمين وإمامهم. Be with the jama'ah and the imam. وإن لم يكن لهم جماعة ولا إمام. What if there's no jama'ah and no imam? فاعتزل تلك الفرق كلها. ولو أن تعض بأصل شجرة حتى يدركك الموت وأنت على ذلك. Sahih hadith. He said, avoid all those sects. Even if you have to cling to the root of a tree with your teeth until death comes to you and you're on that. He didn't say, لابد أن تقيم الخلافة هذا فرض كفاية. He didn't say you have to establish the khilafah. But these people, they don't study. They're Khawarij. And this media here is calling them Sunnis because they're killing Shia. They're not Sunnis. These aren't Sunnis. They're not Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. These are Ahlu Iblis. فريقا هدى وفريقا حق عليهم الضلالة. One group was guided and another group حق عليهم الضلالة. ثبت عليهم الضلالة. In the hadith then he says,